Morning.
Morning.
You guys feeling good? Yeah, you look good. I know I tell you that every time I come up here. I swear it's true. You guys look good. All right, so Worthy is Brotherhood is the title of the service. We're still working with the Beatitudes we've been doing. A nice series for those of you who followed along and have come here. Really cool stuff. Really cool principles to live, honestly, the way I view them. I know I said it last time we were up here, but I really enjoy them because it is not a commandment. It is not a rule. It is a guide, right? And its focus is be. The focus is not deter, run away from. The focus is live. So they're really cool. So today, your title says worthy is brotherhood, and yes, it is very worthy. But the beatitude itself is, I'm just going to say it. Worthy are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. Worthy are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. That's cool. I think we need to start with looking at the concept of peacemakers. So, and I can speak only for me. I'm going to assume that a lot of us have common ideas. We probably have relatively common upbringings, and we're in the same kind of area and country. But for me, a lot of this, the term peacemaker has always landed as a third-party entity that makes peace on other entities. Correct? You guys kind of had, I know in America and in our, when we say peacemakers, like I grew up in, 90s, we're in Middle East, and UN peacekeepers are all over the news with the little blue hats and the AK-47s. Do you know what I'm saying? And they are keeping and making peace. So I do think that sometimes we plant the wrong picture into our brains and onto our hearts that makes it hard to sustain. And it takes the little kid that says, I'm going to make peace. And then, okay, here you go. You ever tried to break up a fist fight? How violent do you have to be? Have you ever tried to break up a yelling match? How much louder do you have to be? You're deconflicting. You're becoming the power. Are you making peace? Right? You're a third-party entity coming in and busting up a fight. And I think we have this idea of we have to make peace, we have to make peace, we have to make peace. And so when we tell our little kids are like, yeah, we want to make peace, we want to be peaceful. But it is something that is impossible to do. You cannot go into somebody else's world and make peace for them. So it stalls out when they realize that. Because we don't shift to becoming different view of peace. We see the UN. We see the political structures. We see all that stuff. And because it's impossible, we've literally set out a task that is impossible for us to finish. God cannot do it. God cannot take away free will from man. Jesus couldn't do it. Take away free will from man. We can't do it to each other. So we have to change when we see that word peacemaker, I like to create it into the thought of a peace builder, right? Or a peace grower, or a peace creator. Because I can control those. I can build my world. I can create what's around me. I can create what's going out into the world. And is that not how you create the world? So get out of that peacemaker, right, into peace builder. We can, but I really wanted to say, I really do think we stall because we give ourselves an impossible task. We have to worry about everybody else around us for peace. And I think the little kids in 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade, they quit doing it. And then it becomes this other thing. And then you go on your spiritual yogi journey with yoga. You know, you go out to the Himalayas and do all that stuff looking for this peace. Looking for this peace when we could have started building it when we were 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, right? So it's this idea change I think is important for us today, at least for what I'm about to say. Yeah? Like I said, there's no magic wand. Nobody can take away free will, and nobody can create peace for others. Now, I'm not saying there's not a time and a place to stand up and help and all that stuff. But look at and then I'll get off the war stuff. Look at every war we've had in the past. The conflict ends, but the true change doesn't happen for another couple generations because it does take time to build. It is a slower paced thing. Deconflicting and the lack of conflict is not peace, right? And we say metaphysically, I hope you guys are making the connections that we talk about wars because they're easy and everybody knows what I'm talking about. You know, guys from Vietnam came home with the war for 20 years. And it's their kids that broke maybe the hatred they still have for some guys, right? And the same in Vietnam, the same in World War II. It's the kids later, the generations later. So peace is something that's got to be built foundationally and built very slowly. I mean, it is such a cool idea, I think, that we have the opportunity to create that. So, my biggest thing, and I've always had this idea, but how do we become peace builders? Like, okay, build peace, whatever. How do I build peace? I think, for me, the best way to look at it is if you guys know science, and I don't know that much science, but I know enough, at least at 6th grade level, that matter form is created based off of molecules and their relationship between each other, right? Solids are jammed up real tight together. Solids are jammed up real tight together. That's what makes them hard. It makes this a solid. Gas, the air we're breathing, is spread out and willy-nilly floating around, barely touching each other. Makes it gas as we're breathing it. Water, somewhere in the middle, right? So, and this is really cool for me, our world, which we give so much credit to, our matter, everything we can touch and feel and see, is created based off of atoms, but really based off the frequency and the space between them. It's the space between that defines the form. It's the space between the atoms that creates the world that we think is so important. Now take that, and we're the atoms. We're the atoms bouncing into each other. Take that, and we have to look at, so what creates our world? Yeah, atoms, they gotta be there. But really what's creating it is the relationship between and the space between each atom. How they're bouncing into each other, how hot and how cold and it's all that. It's the between that creates. And that is why it is so important for us, if we can look at ourselves as those atoms. What are we an atom of? Are we an atom of a stone sinking to the bottom of the ocean? Because our space between isn't very healthy? Or are we an atom of something that's balanced and helpful, right? Because our relationship between our other atoms is good and healthy. And you blow that up. We're the atoms. Guess what? Brotherhood is very important. And seeking brotherhood is our task. We're not going to make it. Let me say this. I haven't seen anybody make it overnight yet. You know? And I don't know if we can do that overnight. But I know we can do it foundationally over generations. And I know we've already started, and I know everybody's on their way, but we can do it some more. And if we're the atoms bouncing around, we really have to value our space between. You know? We really have to value the frequency that we're bouncing into other people with. And I think if we take that and keep that in mind into our day-to-day actions, we can create brotherhood, but we can't create brotherhood unless we seek it. We have to seek it. And it's in those moments of the everyday type of stuff where you have to consciously, if you're not already training yourself, you have to consciously allow brotherhood to be something that's at the top of the list. Because we go out on a Saturday, our list is Walmart, Kroger, lacrosse, nap time, please, 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 please go to bed easy today. Right? And that's the top 5 important things. And then underneath that is, all right, I'll be nice to somebody. All right, I'll try to be right and try to act good, try to worry about my in-between relationships between the molecules bouncing around, because guess what? In a car full of people, there's a lot of molecules. And it's that space between that creates the world. Don't matter what we got at Walmart, don't matter what we got at Kroger, don't matter what we got at whatever. That car ride is the one that creates. And that car ride is the one that creates the conflict or creates the peace. And we, again, blow that up. All of this can just be blown up. You want to go, I don't care where your mind goes. Go country, go tribal, go all of it. Blow it up. It's all a car ride. We're all in the same car riding. All right. The space between is crazy. It's important. I love it. I hope you guys like the Adams thing. I like it. Ever since I heard it as a little kid, I was like, So really, it's what we're doing and what we're being is what's creating, not who we are. So I want to read this and take another look at it as well, brotherhood. And this was even in the song they just sang, so they basically stole all my points in that song. I thought about just saying, okay, they did it. But I went really short last time, so I got to make up for it this time. I'm going to start here. This is the Aquarian. It's chapter, I thought I wrote it down. Chapter 83. And we'll just start here. You guys will probably recognize some of it. All right. There are 2 classes of sons of men. They who would build the human race upon the sure foundation stones of justice, truth, equality, and right. And they who would destroy the holy temple where the Spirit dwells and bring their fellows down to beggary and crime. Harsh. But think about it. Do we do these? And I'm a true believer. I think we all are both. And we bounce in and out of it. And we really, really strive to be builder up. The holy brotherhood of right must stand united in the stirring conflicts of the hour. He's actually talking to people that were very separated, the tribes, as we'd call them. And then the next part is, no matter whether they be Jews, Samaritans, Assyrians, or Greeks, they must tramp down beneath their feet all strife, discord, jealousy, and hate, and demonstrate the brotherhood of man. I'm going to read that again. No matter whether they be Republicans, Democrats, Independents, Green Party, they must tramp down beneath their feet of all strife. I'm going to read it again. No matter whether they be University of Florida, University of Georgia, Georgia Tech, Tennessee, they must stamp down all strife beneath their feet. The last one's funny. I struggle with the last one yesterday. I really do. I really do. Yesterday, we were all sitting around. We were watching the Florida-Alabama basketball game. And Florida guy got ball stolen twice. And, of course, I don't know how or why. I've never played competitive basketball, but obviously I know what to tell him to do. I get really mad at him. And I outburst. I did an outburst in a way that brought conflict to the room. And it wasn't that they got mad at what I said or did. It was inappropriate. It was aggressive. It was harsh. It was me. but it chain reacted the room. It turned. Hazel started doing it, followed right behind in on it. Same energy level, right? And then it's just 3 or 4 people. Lily was over with us. And then all of a sudden, within 35 seconds, the room was calm. I outbursted and popped, right? But that's a little side note. I wasn't planning on sharing that. But I say the games, the teams, because it's silly. We laugh, but it is a part of our space between. And how much do we lose it? And then the other one is easy, right? How many people lose it in the space between? They think they're different than the Democrat, or they think they're different than the Republican. And especially in this time, it's a very topical topic. That's why I bring it up. The space between creates, y'all are bouncing together in the same form, in the same car. Seek brotherhood. So what this is saying, what Jesus is saying is raise up your vision and get out of the tribe. We get locked in on our tribal thoughts and our tribal upbringings. And you guys understand when I say the tribe? You're a class, you're people, you're whatever, property of, Russell Athletic. Like, get out of the tribe so that your vision can see, because if you read anything Jesus, anything God, it's always, man is one family. We are all children of God. It doesn't matter what you do or how you do it. We're all in it together. And that's what Jesus is saying to people. Jesus basically got plopped down into a tailgate between Tennessee and Florida and told them, y'all be nice to each other. If you guys have ever been into a tailgate between Tennessee and Florida, it don't go that way. And that's what he's saying. And he's dropping into a Republican convention saying, y'all be nice to each other because we're all in it together. So it's that tribal stuff that we hook onto and we identify with it because it gives us power and gives us strength and gives us a belonging. It gives us all those things that we need as humans for some reason to feel validated and enough, right? It gives us those things. It gives us the familiarity. But we lock into it with all of our claws. And we can't look up and see, you know what? That guy's over there too. And he's probably just like me. And even if he's not, I know he's my brother. So I'm going to work on my space between me and him. Right? I'm going to work on being able to value him and respect him and honor him. So get out of the tribes. Get out of the tribes. Jesus goes on to say, you tramp down all jealousy, hate, and demonstrate the brotherhood of man. And then the guy he was talking to, they end up saying, okay, cool. Because Jesus, everywhere he goes, he causes kind of some discord. But I think everywhere he goes, in every story he shows up and people go, what? I think it's because energetically he totally makes a shift when he shows up. And there's a shift and a change in thought and instantaneously creates this swirl of energies, right? So all is well after that. Everybody kumbayas. Everything's fixed right after that. Nobody had to struggle post this speech. Because peace is built. Because it's not magic. Because Jesus couldn't make it for other people. Right? That's why we're still talking about it. Another way to do it, and I think this is super important, and this is why I love the Beatitudes. We've gone through a bunch of them, and I think if you live the Beatitudes, or if you try to, you are seeking brotherhood. The principles in those will always land in that. The principles in that will always land in brotherhood. It will always allow you to honor, respect, and value the space between one another. So I always thought Beatitudes, being the attitudes, is the way it comes in my brain, right? So Beatitudes, let's go through the ones we talked about. Worthy are the strong in spirit. Worthy are the strong in spirit. If someone is strong in spirit and connected with God, they allow their spirit to drive, and they can be humble and are humble. What is humble? All humble is honoring what's around you. Honor what's around you. Honor the people around you. Respect them. Not humble yourself below them. Not humble yourself before their feet. Honor no matter what your value is in that situation. Honor what's around you. Respect your stuff. Respect your trash can. You know what I'm saying? The other day I was going to throw something in there without a bag because I was going to be lazy. And I was like, man, that's kind of rude. We could go grab a bag real quick, grab a Kroger bag in and tied it up so it wouldn't splash on the bottom of the trash can. That's me being humble to the trash can. But again, simple, goofy, blow it up. Replace the trash can with somebody else, right? Honor what's around you. If you are strong in spirit, you listen to God, you're strong enough to stand on your own 2 feet, and you can be humble, and you can respect the things around you. We're the other meek. I love this one. I love it because the meek are the guys that show up. The meek are the ones that show up every day, no matter what's going on. Worthy is this consistent behavior, this showing up, not running away or quitting or that type of stuff. Be able to show up for your commitments, for all of your stuff. That is a foundational block of peace, is showing up and doing what you said you're going to do, right? And I'm talking spiritually, physically, emotionally, all of it. The consistency of that is the key because we all, what? We all get perfect every time, right? The consistency is going to outgrow that. It's going to outweigh everything, right? I always tell myself every time I screw up, I screw up. And I'm trying, and I just tell myself, well, just keep showing up. That's that power of the meek. Just keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up. Keep showing up for your brother. Keep showing up for the idea of brotherhood. You know? People tell you, oh, don't go over there. Here's one. Your tribe says don't go to that tribe. You go to that tribe. You keep going to that tribe, right? You keep making that connection no matter what your tribe's telling you. Because it's a connection you wanted to make, right? Worthy are those who hunger and thirst for right. Worthy are those who hunger and thirst for right. Doesn't say worthy are those who tell you what is right. It doesn't say worthy are those who know what's right and know you're wrong. It says, I ask that the highest and best of all concerned happen here. That's hunger and thirst for right. What is right other than what is right for them, which you would never know? That thirst for right and justice, the way we read it, that thirst is the highest and best of all concerned. Now that's an act of brotherhood. Worthy are the merciful. Try not to hit them back. Remember the space between, we're bouncing into each other. Mercy breaks the cycle of retaliation, and it opens the door for true forgiveness. Forgiveness opens the door to the unknown. Forgiveness allows the relationships to grow past the point of you could ever see it in the first place. Forgiveness allows the tribes to realize that they are one. Forgiveness allows the countries to realize that they are here together. Without mercy first, we don't get to that. So the eye for an eye, just quit. And it's hard. We do it in micro bursts, right? That's what I call them. Micro bursts of mercilessness, right? Because we do it with our thoughts, we do it with our actions, we do it with our words, we do it real quick. But that mercy, that ability to stop the cycle, to allow forgiveness to create something greater. Another one I love, worthy are the masters themselves. People that can look in the mirror. This is a big tool for me. I can look in the mirror. Hopefully, I know I got blind spots. Everybody that knows me personally is counting them in their head right now. But I feel like I can at least look in the mirror enough to have empathy for fellow man. To at least say, you know what? Your experience, I have not experienced, but I know the feeling that either got you there or you're in right now, I've probably experienced. Because our experiences look wildly different, but I think our internal is not so far off. The internal traumas are still similar, right? Or the internal joys are still similar. So to be able to look in the mirror and have that mastery of self will give us the empathy to recognize that in others so that we can move on without being crazy, without pity parties or without judgment. Two things that don't create peace. And worthy are the pure in heart. This is really cool. Patrick said this, I think it was last week when he did this. Or it might have been another service, but I remember him saying this. He did this with his hands. He goes, God in, the world here, heart out. That's brotherhood. That's how we can treat man. Chakras. Lower chakras up to the heart, God down to the heart, out to each other. That's worthy are the pure in heart. That is it. When my actions are driven through here, I'm not pushing the world down. I'm allowing my Christ to raise the frequency, and then I can express through here. It's such a cool visual, and I hope I explained it well, and I don't think I did just now, but it's really cool, and I really enjoyed it. So it might have just been for me, but if we can live with the heart out, God in, world up, not away, world up, heart out, with our humanities out this way, that's such a cool thing. And then worthy are the faithful. Have faith that your brother's okay. Have faith that their decisions and their actions and their culture and all that stuff is for them and it's not for you. Have faith that they can stand on their own 2 feet. Somebody I heard through another party, I was going through some hard stuff kind of during the downturn, you know. And I heard through another party that somebody said this about me. He'll be okay. I've not forgot it. And every time I get hard, or I get down on myself or whatever, I hear that voice again. That's brotherhood. Allow them, because you have faith in their abilities to succeed, allow them the space and freedom to do that. So the other day I was out, those are the ones we've gone over so far. And I think they're cool. Be the attitudes, man. Just be them. Try to. Again, consistency, even in that. Be the meek in that. Just keep going. Keep showing up. Keep opening that door. And we will build that foundation of peace. I was at, it wasn't too long ago, we were going to Walmart for something. I think we were half killing time browsing. It was the one in Roswell, and it was me, Amber, and Hazel, and we were walking in the parking lot, and there's this guy, I'm just going to say maybe homeless, possibly homeless, halfway house, dirty, you know the guys I'm talking about. African-American guy, couldn't tell how old he was because a lot of times the people in that situation look older than they actually are, honestly. Take me outside for 3 weeks, I'd probably look way older, you know? So we're walking in and he's talking, getting some lady's attention, trying to get something from her, doing the whole panhandle thing. And my first reaction is, boom, Hazel, where you at? Get away. Energetically, thought, energy, the whole deal. Because he was walking this way, we're walking into Walmart. He was walking this way, we're walking into Walmart. My first reaction is, boom, up, guard up, energy wall, whoosh, right there. Hazel's inside, Amber's in front. Situation. Ladies walking away from him, trying to ignore him, trying to say, no, I don't have any money. You know the situation. We've all been there, right? All right. So we walk into Walmart. We start shopping around. There's that day I see about 3 guys, right? And they're Caucasian males, about 35, backwards hat, Nike tennis shoes on, short shorts, trying to hold on to that youth, right? As they get into that 35, 40 range. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess I look like that guy. I got my tall socks on today because I was told that the ankle socks are not cool anymore. But there were a lot of dudes in the Walmart that look like me, right? My tribe. And we're going through, I go, okay, all right, interesting. We go through Walmart, we do our thing. not a major trip. Honestly, I think we were there honestly killing time. And then we come back out, and we were standing there, and the guy's there, the homeless guy's there, and he's kind of walking up a little bit towards us, and I'm putting Hazel's in the truck, and Amber's getting in, and I'm reaching over and buckling Hazel in the back seat, and I know he's right here, right? But my thought is different now. We've gone into Walmart. My thought is different, and my thought is, you know what, man? Whatever's going on with that guy, I've probably been there. You know? Not the same situation, but because I have enough mastery yourself, I'm not saying I'm a master, because I have that mirror I can look at, I've probably felt the way he feels right now. And I was just buckling her, and I said, I'm going to give this guy some money. I'm just going to do it. And in my head, I said, and I don't care what he buys with it. He can buy whatever he wants. There ain't no stipulations. If he wants to go get high, go get high. I'm just going to give him some money, because he was asking that lady for some money. So I reach in there. I can feel him right there. He's right under, there's like a little patch of grass under a tree right at the thing. And I'm buckling in. Amber gets in, and my wallet's around. So I walk around, and I go to get my wallet. I look up, gone. Dude's gone. Disappeared. Now, did he disappear? I don't know. Was he an angel? I don't know. But I know what he did for me. I instantly went back and did inventory and said, I saw so many people in Walmart that were my tribe. I saw so many people in Walmart that were my tribe. This guy was my connection. This guy made me go reach into my wallet to give him something. And then this guy disappeared once I made that choice. So that is the space between. That's where we create the space between. It's not standing in the soup kitchen line if you go there with a grumpy attitude. It's the peace is made in our thoughts. The peace is given in the balance chakras out from the heart. The peace is built from the ground up when we act that way, because we seek brotherhood. So, worthy are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. Worthy are those who know they are a child of God, for they will build peace. Let's go then. As you sit in your chair, I want you to take a deep breath in. And in that breath, feel the love of God fill your body. See it fill your body. Envision that breath, the color. First going down into your lungs, down into your hips, legs, down to your feet. As you're breathing in that light of God. And then out from your feet, up through your body, filling your heart. And then going out and up through your face and your head. So that color is now filling your whole body. Breathe in again and fill it up and really breathe. And as you breathe out, let it exhale into the world. And in this space, I want you to open and be willing to allow person, place, thing in whatever is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about your space between and you're working on brotherhood. Whatever it is, let it be. Then I'm going to ask you to envision one more thing. From your heart, build a bridge to that thing. And in this space, we ask that our bridge and our space between be filled with the light of God, the love of God, the love of us, and the love of the world. And we ask, God, that this connection between be powerful and filled with love for our brother. We are grateful for this opportunity to come bouncing to each other. And we ask that our bouncing be filled with light. And we ask that our foundation be built on peace, because we honor each other as brothers and as children of God. Take a breath in, look at your bridge, honor your bridge, thank God. So it is. I want to leave you with one thing. If you seek brotherhood, you are those who build up the race. Your gift to this world may never be quantified or congratulated. Your soul and spirit will rejoice, for you have fed your fellow man the food they know not of. Thank you.